What's up, all you sexy rock and rollers? How you doing? DeekRelaxShacks.com. Today's question, sheds. Should they be used as conversions into tiny houses? We did a video on this before. I will link it down below. It's a video that's done quite well, where I recommend why you should not use a shed for a tiny house on wheels. But there are some reasons why you might want to consider using a shed to convert it into a tiny house if it's something that's going to be ground bound. There's also some things I recommend in this video that you look for and things that you should avoid. Also want to recommend you check the links down below. We have another hands-on workshop happening in North Carolina with lots of guest speakers and live building, actual building. We have a discount for the NV tiny house heaters down below by mentioning the Deek code, and free plans, free shed plans from the Jamaica Cottage Shop, all down below in the description. There they are over there on this beautiful day as I return from Tiny House Summer Camp 6 to have my van break down to spend an extra night in Laconia, New Hampshire. And now I've gotten my van back, and as I get gas to head home south of Boston, in the distance, a compound of sheds that I kind of want to check out, because here's the question: do you feel sheds should be or could be comfortably and safely converted into tiny houses? Let's go check them out. By the way, look at all the junk I have in the van here. Let me turn this. It's absolutely packed with stuff for demos. Actually, it doesn't look as packed as it is in this shot. This is a table upside down right here that I'm doing graffiti work on for video. But this is all the stuff, some of it from Tiny House Summer Camp 6. We'll have one next year, I promise you, so relaxshacks.com to check it. But again, the sheds. The sheds. Now there's a whole array of them here, none of which look too amazing. But I want to check out this one over here, because if you kind of recreated or rechanged up, altered the front doors, it could look less shed-like. And this one over here, which I haven't seen the front of because it's selling for only $51.90. So let's do it. First off, love the gambrel roof. Kind of classy looking, breaks up the monotony of a gable, and adds a lot of extra space inside, as we might see. All right, it's open, thank God. Oh, this is actually huge. This must be, let's see, you can count the panels, 8 foot piece of ply, 16 feet long, big old loft up top. Workbench, probably an add-on package. Excuse the car noises. Another loft up there, which you could drop that one lower to have more headroom. A couple windows, I'm sure you have to pay extra over the standard package for those. But the floors, I mean, this is the floor model. This is how they get you sometimes, or the demo model. They're gonna have everything nice and clean. Probably some of the other ones come with really junky particle board, which actually this is, but it's been painted over. This is actually better than a lot of the sheds I've seen. So that's the question. Do you think you could lay something out like this? It's pretty much a blank canvas. I think it's 10 by 16 feet. Get that bench out of there. And with quite a bit of standing headroom. I'm 6'4". Let me spin this around. I have some headroom here. You know, this is probably 6'3" or so, but up here I have some. So those lofts, which look really low, aren't as low as I thought. Now the one thing I look for in these kind of sheds are their collar ties. Or do they just go with the gussets or plywood gussets? When you see that as the sole means of tying the walls and roof together in a tiny house from a tiny house builder, run, don't walk away. Somewhere you gotta have some collar ties. Now the lofts themselves serve to tie the different walls, you know, the two walls together, so that counts. In the mid-run here you have another one, and then over here on the other side, symmetrically, you have the other loft, which serves as a collar tie. If you were to overload this loft or load it, that's only a 2x4, so it's not really going to hold so much. But of course you could build down from here some divisional walls, you know, pop a bathroom in the corner that serves vertically to support right here. Excuse my dirty hands, I've been doing carpentry. To support this run and shorten it from here to here instead of a straight across bridging of 10 feet. Pop a window in the end for some ventilation. Insulate this sucker. They have a ridge vent in here, which is nice. I think it's just tar papered over though, so that's really not doing anything for you. But overall, fairly impressed with the size of this shed. I build all of my own stuff, or usually, but every once in a while, to be honest, I just don't have the time. So I look for reasonably priced used sheds, structures, shipping containers, things like that, and I like to daydream. And this is a great exercise too. If you have not been in tiny houses, there aren't any near you, you simply can check out some of these sheds that are for sale, go in them and kind of visually map out, or if no one's around, even some masking tape, temporarily map out how you might lay this out as a tiny house or dwelling to truly get a sense of what a small structure like this one, 16 by 10 is. And this isn't that small, it's wide, very nice and tall. The ceiling that ridge up there, if I had to guess, is probably almost 10 feet. So just wanted to poke in here and be nosy. Not really a tiny house tour, but just giving you guys the idea. Check out some of these sheds. Some of them can be converted. I wouldn't put them on wheels, that's me. We have a whole video on that. I'll link it at the end of this. I would not put them on wheels, take them on the road. They're not built in the same fashion, not gonna be safe. But if it's a ground-bound camp or getaway, I might consider it. You can get this thing dumped off, fully built for you, ready to go for, you know, not a heck of a lot of money. All right, I've yapped enough about this one. Let's go check out the other one. Okay, I've yapped enough about this one. Let's go check out the other one, which is right here in the safe confines of the shed because it's raining out. Pretty simple. I've seen a lot of conversions that have this same front look. I like that they have a porch here, 4-foot porch. This will go further than you think. As you fumble for your keys to get into a house or your shed, that space is going to be something you're thankful for. So again, here we have the same approach. Behind me is that loft. Same height, same gambrel, same collar ties, check, check, check. But this one actually has, because of the porch, a higher loft on the front side, I'll show you in a second, and more collar ties. Lower side walls too, it looks like. I could be wrong in that though. But a pretty well-built shed. Another thing you want to look for, because some sheds are very cheaply built, this one's built with actual 2x4s, not 2x3s. They're good looking, more select 2x4s, and the spacing 16 inches on center, not 24 inches on center, which is a sign of a cheaper, shortcutted build. Those still work, but this is built that much more solidly. Is that a word, solidly? Yes, it is. Here's what I'm talking about right here. It's got the double plate, check. 16 on center, a couple windows, you could pop in more. There's that loft again. This one's also 10 by 16, actually less. Let me see, I'm counting. It's 10 by 16, excuse me, but with a porch in the front. So it's 20 feet long, 10 feet wide. Here's that smaller storage loft up here. And all in all, a pretty cool structure. I keep looking at these, thinking to myself, like, I can save myself some work if I want to drop the coin in a shed and convert it. But again, not on wheels, not a good idea. So again, New Hampton, New Hampshire, I keep having to think about that. It's been a long night. Come check these out sometime right off the highway off 93. They're for sale. Actually, most of them list that they have sold. But again, just a means to get some ideas for your tiny house design spatially. It does help. Thanks for watching, and I'm Deek. Please subscribe, relaxshacks.com. We will see you later.